I want to know it all. You know how I am. I just want to know, and I want to know it now.
I know that you don't want to do it, Jimmy, but if you really want to get into photos, you're gonna have to learn the theory, dude. You're gonna have to learn the theory behind.
I have to watch a video.
You're gonna have to watch a video.
I watch the videos. I can watch it till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah, that you just want to get the end result on everything you want, and then you're like, I'll figure out why it works later. And
I know I want to run a marathon, but I don't want to stretch.
Dude, that works for most things in this industry. That slides for most things in this industry, but when you're trying to get nice photos, you have to understand the theory before you can get to the results. Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to another episode of Laser Everything Laser Source Podcast. I'm enjoying my last meal, pizza, which is really good. And the reason for that last meal is because Jimmy has a fiber laser. Jimmy, are you gonna kill us all with this thing? How nervous? How nervous do we need to be around you?
I'm nervous for myself. I don't care about you guys.
Fun story about the thumbnail for this episode of the podcast. I spent about an hour on it, which I think is a record. I never spend that long on thumbnail. I spend way too long on thumbnails, but I think this is a record for me, a full hour on a thumbnail, which is exciting. Kyle's here too. What's up, Kyle?
What up? For the last meal, I have a blueberry oatmeal crumb. Little protein bars that we baked up.
That's good, man.
I want to be full for the end of me, man.
Yeah.
Trying to find it, guys.
Sorry. Well, while Jimmy's messing around, boys, you were just telling me you guys had some exciting news. You just gotten signed up for something. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Oh yeah, my girlfriend Diana, she started up her Shopify store and start building that out. That tedious process of picking a layout and uploading all your photos and doing the descriptions and tagging it and categorizing it, and then you got to set up your PayPal and your all that kind of ins and outs, the nuts and bolts. She hates it. And we just started our Facebook page that kind of just puts all the photos, everything, and what the prices are, and preparing to take orders, all that kind of stuff. So, and sign up for our first holiday bazaar to kind of sell our first physical products in person. So it's going to be a fun little adventure to see what the market looks like for us here locally.
Are you guys all prepped for that? You have all the stuff kind of set up?
No, what we did,
are you getting blanks and stuff?
Yes. So we made all the prototypes of everything, all the color, paint, and stain options. So we have one of every option. And then now we said, okay, I'm going to buy 12 by 19 boards or 24 by 24 blanks and just say, okay, I can make, 4 by 6 on that. I can make 24 on one board per layer, and kind of mapping that out and say, okay, how many of each we're going to make? We got to buy containers. I bought some tables, all that kind of stuff to prep for it. It's a lot of work.
Nice.
But with a Mira 9, I can get it done pretty quickly.
Yes.
The files are done. Just plug and play now, really.
It's a speedy machine, man.
Yes,
I think it's tuned.
If I get the right size blanks, I could do sit there and work on my other file while it's burning for 20 minutes and do an entire run while I'm working on my next graphic and get it loaded. Kind of have this little carousel going.
How's the Shopify experience so far? She liking it?
She hates it.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
She hates all the tedious stuff. Yeah. I told her, I'll take care of that. Yeah, it's done.
Once you have the groundwork done, right? Mm-hmm. It's all about building that tree out. You're building the base. So all you got to do is throw the little items on the branches.
Mm-hmm. That's the hard part, though, right?
Yeah. It's the tedious thing about picking the color palettes and what fonts and, all these silly little decisions you got to make that probably don't make that big of a deal of a difference, but it will.
Yeah, little things kind of set you apart. The little attention to detail.
Good.
It's good though. It'll pay off.
Yeah, and so Emily's group is helping us with that, building that out. Because she had a lady on this week because we bought her course, and there's a expert that all she does is coach people on building out their Shopify and their online stores. And she kind of critiques and lets you know what first impressions are. And so we kind of took her advice and, kind of run with it that way.
One big thing about building your own website, SEO.
Yeah.
Search engine optimization. You got to be as detailed as you can with labeling things, because every little, even file names for images can lead somebody to your website.
Yep, that's kind of like me years ago when I did that one site where I put all my stuff on. I forgot the site, but they nominated me for something that I did. It was a cabin or something. So they put me in their book, and they said, "Can we put you in their book?" And then they said, "Can we redo your wording so we can optimize and get people?" And then I read it and I understood what they were doing. Like, what they're talking about has to be the first thing in each sentence. Kind of like, you know what I mean? It's a pain. Good God.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris is here.
Chris.
What's up, man?
Chris,
What's up?
it's our West Coast bro.
That's right.
Kyle, somebody, I don't know if you know the answer to this.
What up?
Daughtry is asking in the chat, just because I saw it, what we think of a Mr. Carve as a starting fiber laser. Do you know if you've heard, do those run on BSL boards?
I can look it up real quick.
I
know a couple. As far as I know, the standard ones are 10-watt fibers, and I think if you get the high-end one, it's a 20-watt.
They're tiny. They're tiny,
They're
dude.
tiny. They're like travel machines. It's like what you would want to, if you had to throw something in the, your back seat and go to a thing. He says it uses CCAD. So as of right now, if it uses CCAD or a BSL board, you're limited to using just that software. From what I read on the Lightburn site, it looks like they're investigating and trying to get those to work because they are more or less EasyCAD boards, but they're trimmed down and they use different firmware, I guess. But I don't know, and there is no guarantee yet still. It's kind of in that same no man's land of where EasyCAD 3 is, because there is no guarantees on it. If you're okay with using CCAD, that's fine. But
what do those even cost? I don't even know what those cost.
They range from like $1,300 to $1,800.
I mean, for $1,800, you're getting close to an EM Smart at that point.
It's a 20-watt, yeah. So that's the thing. So you could get a 20-watt EM Smart machine with a rotary. I think it was $2,300. Or we will be looking at a 30-watt Rakis machine for
behind you, right?
It is behind me. Yes.
Yeah.
Spoilers. I was gonna surprise people later, but back there we have
all the way down at the end. Dude, I love the Galvo heads just all lined up behind you there.
If I tip back, you can see all three.
That's pretty awesome.
So
Chris, you're still liking your EM Smart, right?
Yeah. I mean, it does everything that I need it to do. So
yeah, which isn't much.
Yeah, which isn't much, but I mean, I've already done
a 20-watt machine or a 25-watt.
It's 25.
25. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like their most expensive one. Yeah, it's like their most expensive one. So they it's the good config, but still, I mean, like if you're looking at something like a Mr. Carve and you're going to spend that much on I saw somebody say 2-watt or like 5-watt or 10-watt fiber, like I would spend like a little bit more and pick up an EM Smart. But it's weird now, man. It's weird. We need to get our hands on a Mr. Carve because it seems like now there's like fiber stuff available at all price points.
We've been getting more questions about them.
Yeah.
But
they're making a big push. They're making a big push on Amazon right now, I feel like, and
they have a 30-watt for $2,300.
A Mr. Carve.
Yeah.
What's that look like?
It's just a fiber laser. It looks like if you took your fiber laser and you like miniaturized it with like a mini ray gun, and you like had a little one, like it looks like that. It's got like a Galvo over it and everything, but the market's weird because we've got the 1064 diodes that are coming out that are like, the $5,000 to $1,000 range, and then we have the Mr. Carve that's like the $1,000 to $2,000 range, and then we've got the EM Smart, which is like $2,000 to $3,000, and then you've got full-sized machines. And I feel like that was not the case when we started the channel.
No, we're kind of. I mean, it's a good time because there's a lot of variety.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of unknowns because there hasn't been a lot of testing on these new units yet. It's
which
kind
means
of a new frontier.
there could be a lot of pitfalls. So
Yeah.
we would say, Daughtry, shop carefully.
I will say we haven't gotten a lot of feedback on Mr. Carve from the community because they're
Or
just
CCAD for that matter.
The limited feedback I've gotten about CCAD is it's more or less just a skinned EasyCAD with all the same problems. So there's that to look forward to. But if you're looking in that budget range of like high 1,000 to low 2,000, like 1,800 to 2,300 range, if you can hold out for a couple of weeks, I might be able to give you some impressions on the machine I just got, because it's in that price range, which means it's going to be cheap to buy. Customs import fee is going to be cheap. Shipping wise, I think shipping was included in the price. To be determined, but I might be able to give you some additional options in the same price range as my point.
Yeah.
And mine also comes with a rotary.
I'll say I have a question. Like, is there what's a good like a fiber laser you can take like to go, like a good portable one? You know, like to go to a show and actually do custom things live, which kind of might generate some interest.
I really like the EM Smart. So Chris's EM Smart is the one that we reviewed because Chris wanted to get more involved with the channel and he didn't have a fiber, so I threw him the EM Smart because I figured he could keep using it and keep showing up on the channel and stuff.
Okay.
And I liked the EM Smart. There are issues that I have with the company, which is why it lost some points on the review. But as a machine, just in general, it's a good machine. Have you had any problems with it, Chris?
No, not really. Other than, I'm still new using it, obviously. So, other than user error, I haven't had any issues of like, oh, it's not like firing or lack of power or anything like that. So,
these are the ones that make the pecker too, isn't it?
No, I don't think 3P lasers makes the pecker. But the pecker's the pecker's a galvo operated diode laser too, not a fiber. Let's just be super clear about that. But dude, the EM Smarts, you can just like pick it up and hold it over your head. Like it weighs nothing. The tower comes off super easy. It's so much so developed for travel usage that you can go on their site and buy a hard case that's already foamed out for it, like on wheels, like luggage.
But then you're right back into like one of the events that I told you about, that huge one. I'm like, I walked through, it took 2 hours to walk through the whole thing, and I walked through half of it. I'm like, forget it. They have nothing there that like we do. It's so amazing. If somebody went there and just figured out what you wanted that would attract the people's eye, and then be able to, put money down or what, I'll have it to you in a week or whatever. You can do it right there. But now you got, watch your eyes. You got exhaust. You're in a tent. You're in a easy up, and there's tents right next to you. So how do you get rid of the odor?
What was the name of that thing you went to again, Jimmy?
Purple Painted Lady.
That's right. And there was nothing fiber there at all.
Nothing fiber, nothing anything. And you know what? The one that I got.
I think
let me tell you,
exhaust has got to be the biggest challenge then.
Exhaust in people's eyes.
That was outdoors though, right?
Jimmy? You can put up cardboard enclosures.
It's outdoors, but I'm telling you, really, you guys should. I know you're far away, but you should go to one of these events just for half an hour, just to look. They are on top of one another, and they're huge farm fields. I mean, they had 4 fields filled with cars. You walk across the street, you go down, and boom, it's like a huge miniature Disneyland, and it's right. They're right on top of each other. They pack them right in.
Boys,
so I'm like,
Matt says, just tell people that's the smell of science.
That's right. The sweet smell of science.
Smell of science.
That's Jimmy burning his finger.
I'm going to address 2 things in chat real quick.
Okay, yep.
So Matthew says the pecker is an atom stack thing, right? Not exactly. It's a different company, but it is more or less a Galvo style diode laser. So instead of a fiber Galvo or a CO2 Galvo or a UV Galvo, it is a diode Galvo. It uses the diode wavelength. And also, how bad is it to not have ventilation system?
So it's still slow.
If you're lasering anything, there are volatile organic compounds, which are smells, but they can also be bad for your lungs.
Yeah.
There's also inorganic matter in the air. So anything like metal, stone, things like that, it's not good for your lungs to breathe it in. I think they call it miner's lung. You can get
It's
taking
deposits.
in
That's deposits.
copper, galvanized metals, brass, things like that. You can really mess yourself up bad. And if you mess up the people around you, that turns into a massive liability for you.
Yeah.
So it is just as bad as anything else, really.
Now, how about I seen that? I don't remember who it was. I seen it on one of the sites where I don't know how much it was. It was just a machine, and you plug it in, and you plug it into the wall, and it sucks all the vapors out.
But like a fume extractor?
Yeah,
Fume extractors are fine, especially for fibers, because they don't the buildup on fiber. You don't have to deal with like the soot and ash, that you have to deal with on CO2 that jam those filters up. Yeah, really fast. And there are some decent options. We used to have a couple good ones on the buying guide on the website. But they come in and out of stock a lot, I've noticed, and like the filters don't seem to be consistently available. But there are fume extractors out there. You can look for them, and you will find them.
But is that a say I wanted to go and do this, and just put a big box up and say no, you're not allowed back here, and you're back there and you're doing your business.
Dude, what? If you're gonna bring your fiber to like a show or something like that, I would be far more concerned about the
light,
the laser, than the exhaust, frankly. I mean, especially at this kind of event where it sounds like you're going to be outdoors, it would be responsible of you. It would be responsible of you to extract those fumes, but it would be very negligent of you not to do something to block the laser radiation from people's eyeballs. So you would have to enclose that somehow. A screen isn't enough. I mean, even like Miranda and I, when we were just starting our business, we went to our local maker fair the first year that we were in business, and we had like a big project board, like a big trifold school project board blocking the laser from the public. And then we like turned around and realized that there were like giant windows behind us, and there were people walking by like back and forth outside, and like the whole thing felt pointless. You really need to be prepared to like enclose that in public,
because they got 90% of them are easy ups, and you got enclosures that go around the easy ups too. So you wouldn't have to worry about that. You just more would have to worry about the exhaust coming through, and put a box in front of it and so people can't walk behind you because you got a 6-foot table in front of you, right? So I mean, I just wanted to know if that exhaust thing would work good enough for that to be responsible and blah, 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 but not choke yourself out or anybody else next to you.
But here's the thing, though, guys. The whole point of going to a public show, they want to see the laser in action. And that's like, don't they make like a welder's enclosure where you have the glass that almost like a welder's helmet shield, like a viewing window, so you can want to watch that.
You can get filtered glass, but
that's expensive.
It has to be for the wavelength.
It needs to be for the right wavelength. Yeah, exactly. So
and it's expensive.
Welder's glass is not going to filter out 1060.
Oh no!
Is this where I plug my job?
Yeah, right. Chris makes laser filters. It's literally his job. But it has to be for the right wavelength. No IR cells, laser windows, essentially for $150 per square foot. So that's an option, or get a webcam and wire it up to
a
laptop, plug that into an HDMI cable, 70-inch TV, throw it on the table, have a nice
day.
Actually
a fucking great idea.
That's a real good idea.
Yeah,
way better.
Behind this box,
and then you keep the fiber pointed away from the audience, completely enclosed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the responsible way.
That's a good point. I'm gonna have to think about that, because I do want to do that probably next year.
It takes away from you got that 6-foot table, so people can't really walk through. If you got somebody else there, no, you can't come through. Blah blah blah. I mean, so now you can have a TV.
Richie's in chat. Richie says another alternative is to record several projects and like burn it to a DVD or like put it on a hard drive and just play those back on a loop, and then you can play them while you're there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you've already pre-recorded, or in any of your cases, just play one of your Laser Everything episodes, and you're good to go. You know what I mean? But all good ideas, guys. There's infinite number of things that you can do that are not blinding your customers.
Yeah.
So
Don't blind your customers.
all really good ideas.
Your insurance in your wallet will really appreciate you not blinding your customers.
Yeah. Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
fiber lasers looking nice back there, man.
It is.
Where'd you
I just got.
where'd you get that?
using it.
Who let you have that?
Oh, laser everything.
Oh, really?
Oh, they sure did.
So Jimmy got the SFX as a hand-me-down.
Damn.
I wanted it to keep showing up on the channel because it is a machine that we really like and it is one that we recommend. So I didn't want it to go into the dust bunny pile, you know. And Jimmy has yet to get a fiber, so staff benefits, I guess, if you want to call it that. Chris knows about that, and so Jimmy got the hand-me-down SFX so that it could continue being on the show and continue getting tested and used. And yeah, of course that was my only fiber laser, so I do have a new fiber laser on the way. It's very nice, and I'm super excited.
Still didn't come.
No, it's still not here. They just accepted the customs clearance form today. Today.
I'd be so upset. I'd be so mad. Oh.
Chris Daughtry wants to know, Chris, have you ever been told you look like Mike Clevenger?
I saw that, and I just looked up who it was because I'm not a big baseball
I don't know who that is either.
Do you look like Mike Clevenger?
I do. I think I do.
Can you throw that up?
Okay, I'm
A little
pulling up
flatter
the
hair.
image.
He brushes his hair, but I'm sure that guy he looks like he makes a lot more money than I do. So
Mike Clevenger.
he's probably got like a hair person.
He's got a hair dude.
Man, I like the five-way we got going on right now. This is like there's always a voice, you know. It's kind of like popping.
Okay, here we go. This is
Okay.
gonna be. Let me see where the hell we go.
Can't stop looking at this guy. He looks so good.
Imagine that.
Flip on my other-
Imagine that. Oh my God, that looks exactly like you. That's crazy.
It's
dude.
like, yeah, no Pirates of the Caribbean mustache or beard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I have a couple with a mustache here. He's got the whole,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty on point.
pirate facial hair
I
going
feel
on.
like if you got a sleeve tattoo like him, a little Cleveland hat, you'd be right on your way.
Yeah,
Halloween costume right there.
I mean, there are some differences, and he does look a little bit older, but
He'd make a great next.
That's a good doppelganger.
He'd be the next great Pirates of the Caribbean. I love those movies.
Oh man,
that would be awesome.
That is
Seriously,
that is the most
he'd be
boomer thing
perfect.
you've ever said.
That is, I love those movies. I don't care what you say.
I'm
They're
making fun of you. That's why we're
That's
here
all
today.
right.
Did you
That's
see
all
the
right.
thumbnail of the video? I even got like a nuclear explosion, like mushroom
Yeah.
cloud going on, the
Yeah.
fire trucks.
And here I am monkeying around with this, and I still don't have the exhaust. I just got the exhaust today, but not the hose. So
I know you're going to get miner's lung, just like we just talked about, because you are
Yeah.
just using the fiber without an exhaust right now.
it's not. They're only these.
I
It's
hope
not
for the
big.
love of God you are wearing your safety glasses.
They're right here. They're
I know.
right
I
here.
just get nervous because I know
I do
you.
because you know what? I turned and looked a couple times. I'm like, holy shit! I put my glasses on. I'm like, yeah.
You are definitely the
Woo.
kind of guy that's like
Here
I'm
we
gonna wear
go.
my glasses. He starts and he's very scared. He's gonna wear his glasses religiously, and then like slowly over time it just like drops off, and he gets lazy about it.
No,
And he
because
forgets.
because let me tell you what, that thing is bright. It's freaking bright.
Yeah.
It's not
Speaking
the
of which,
brightness that's gonna blind you though.
Yeah,
you-
and I want to look at it. There he is. Look at
This
that.
is my doppelganger for Chris. Is the mix between the pitcher and Chris Cornell?
that's
They had a baby.
that's
It's
true.
Chris.
Chris Cornell's got a Chris look for sure. I definitely can see that too. I
Especially
definitely
the
can see
facial
that,
hair,
too.
the
Yeah, that's
shape of
there.
it.
Mhm.
Yep. Just had to throw that out there. I thought.
Oh, no,
this
it's
looks like
perfect.
Chris Cornell, man.
No, it's great.
She had his pipes.
We are
Um,
many.
Jimmy,
Yes.
let's see your most recent project because I know you're super proud of it.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been monkeying around with these tobacco grinders or whatever they are, and
It'll focus. There we go. Look at that, guys.
Beautiful.
Very nice. And then you got a really dark mark on this.
oh yeah,
my God.
this one I don't like these, but still don't like the look, but it does look nice.
That one's like a crumb. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. At first, we got excited because we thought that this was aluminum, and I was like, did Jimmy really just stumble onto black aluminum settings on his own? But then when he told me how he got it, I no longer think it's aluminum. I actually think it's like a zinc alloy, because he said, what was it, Jimmy?
What?
The settings.
They were.
I think he said like 2 aluminum engraved general and like 2
hot.
aluminum dark.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot. Yep. Run them hot. So it was.
Which tells me that it's not aluminum, because aluminum on those settings would still be white. So I think it's like some kind of alloy.
But there is white in there. You see, there's like 3 colors in it. That's the thing that was killing me. Oh, I gotta put in a picture. Yeah, I don't remember what the settings are.
Whatever.
I know it was 1500 and something for the dark.
My point is, those settings should not have resulted in black on aluminum. But like the way that you described it to me earlier, because we were chatting about it earlier. So that makes me think that it's like a zinc, I think. Like some kind of zinc core, maybe like a plated zinc or something like that. Like, can you anodize zinc?
It looks good, but I'm not a fan of like chrome, or I just don't like it. I like the colored anodized. They look really nice.
Yeah. Well, you get that nice white
easy.
contrast.
Yeah.
Have you run into any major issues so far since you started setting up?
The computer locks up.
Yeah, that's true.
I did it again twice today, and I'm like, oh boy.
So is it every time you start your machine, you just turn the machine on?
Yep.
The whole computer freezes?
Yep.
So weird. Have you tried turning the laser on and then turning on the computer?
No. I figure I do all my things first, and then I go and okay, I'm ready.
No, I know you shouldn't have to do that. That's a ridiculous
Right.
thing. I'm just, to try to rule stuff out.
Well, it's like the CO2. I'm going to wear out those on and off buttons, because I get done with one project, I shut it off, and I go and work on the other, and I turn it back on again. I don't know. It's just what I do. It's a habit.
It should not be freezing the whole computer. Do you have input on that, Kyle? You look like you had input.
Yes. So, as you know, I do a lot of diode testing. The problem that I've run into between bouncing between galvos and also the gantry systems I have, so you know how like you'll get port locked if one machine's on and you turn on another machine, if like the start mark port is different or whatever. I will get a constant busy, which will turn into Lightburn locking up. And I've had Windows lock up on me a couple times because of it.
Is it also because of that port, whatever you call that 610 port thing there, the powered port?
Are they both plugged into that powered port?
Yes. Because I don't have any more. I got
Maybe
the Lightburn cameras on the back of the computer now.
I mean, I have like 12 lasers plugged into my same exact power port, so I don't really think so.
I'm asking.
I have 3 galvos, a CO2, and 2 diodes plugged into mine right now. So
I'm turning.
I was using laser. 3 of them at once the other day. So
I mean, I was surprised I can.
It's probably just me.
Run multiple machines off of one computer.
So
blown away by that.
I'm going to present real quick. Share. Sorry for those listening to the audio podcast. I will try to explain what I am doing well as I am doing it. But here we are in Lightburn, and we're going to just pull up the old Mactron, the old girl. I'm going to pull her up. So right here in the bottom right corner, right where we selected our device, right? Here's all the different lasers. We selected a device. You'll see this auto. And what this auto is your port, like the literal USB port that you have your laser plugged into. And sometimes these can get confused or not work right. Once you set it, at least in the most recent edition of Lightburn, it will stay locked to that port, which means that it will not interfere with any of the other ports on your computers or hubs as long as you don't change where your laser is plugged in. So it could help to make a manual selection here and let that just be, because that'll tell the computer and Lightburn exactly where to find the laser every time you're looking for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I have one more tip if I can use you for demonstration purposes.
Yep.
If you click on devices,
mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know you can actually drag different devices up to the top and change the default one you open to.
Yep, totally true. Yep.
Another thing you can do is right click on any device and duplicate it.
Yep, you can definitely do that too.
If you guys are opening Lightburn and you have a laser on and it's freezing and you have another machine that you don't normally use or it doesn't freeze when it opens to it, set that one as your default and change the device manually after everything is up and going, and it might settle things out.
Very true.
So
both good things to try for sure. Both good things to try. And that's that.
Well, we got a question in the comments. My bad. Asking about where to go. There. Should I buy better glasses than the ones that came with my laser?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not saying the ones that came with your laser are crap, but if you buy
Sure you are.
ones that you know are good quality, you know they're good quality, and you only have one set of eyes.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to hold on to them as backups. Or if you have like a friend come over that you don't give a crap about.
I've had it reported to me.
Woo, that's rough.
That used to be you, buddy. Before I got the no IRs, I would give you the crappy ones that came with the laser, and I kept the free mascots.
No, I just kept looking at it, going, yep.
I know. Well, you didn't wear the goggles anyway. That's why I'm so worried about you now.
I did too.
Back in the day, come on, man.
Back in the day is back in the day. Now it's different.
Mhm.
But like when you put these on, because now I got it. So now I can just go like this and my glasses don't get messed up or nothing. You're like, throw these down, put these on. Think, really? So, but I got a system now, so I'm good.
Is that on the buyer's guide or buying guide?
We have some great eyewear linked on the buying guide. We have budget eyewear from Free Mascot, which I still believe in. I still think it's the best brand you can get on Amazon, and that's saying something because it's Amazon. But I really recommend the eyewear from No IR. It's noir.com. We're not affiliates. We just recommend them because they are the best. They make 2 fiber goggles, the YG4s and the YG5s, that are both pretty expensive, but very, very nice. They include complete documentation on exactly what wavelengths and their performance at those wavelengths they protect against. They make a very, very good $40 pair of CO2 goggles, and then they have an awesome pair of KTIs, which are for visible light diode lasers. Very, very good, very strong protection on there too. We have links to all of those on the buying guide. No IR is the best for sure.
I guess I'll be buying some. I ain't bought shit yet, so
yeah,
I'm
you
using
should
a lot.
You should.
I got the
no one
budget ones.
understands the science of the funky donkey shirts. They just work.
That's true.
Thanks, Matt.
That's hilarious.
I still need to order Chris some Funky Donkey merch, by the
I
way.
need some funky donkey merch.
Dude, I know. We got to get you merched up.
I'm wearing my satanic demon cat shirt.
That's pretty good, though.
Winter
That's pretty
time's
good.
coming, so I
Pretty
think I'd wear my tie-dye now.
Oh, that's perfect.
Nice.
I
That's a good one.
got my office T-shirts are always in short supply.
Nice. And so but yeah, guys, the goggles, replace the manufacturer ones, because I've had multiple members of the community reach out to me and tell me that their eyes were hurting using the manufacturer ones, and they switched to even just the Free Mascots, and like the headaches went away and they started feeling better. So, I mean, even if they're not like rock solid protection, and again, you should be getting rock solid protection. These are your eyes. But even if they're not, they are certainly an improvement, and they can be had for like 30, $40 or whatever. So, definitely.
They go on sale pretty regularly too.
Matt's waiting for his funky donkey hoodie.
That is so. A couple notes on this. So Daughtry's saying I did the test where you put it under the laser and the metal underneath still got slightly marked, and the glasses came out unmarked. While I stand by the glasses from that review, I do not stand by that review because it's a very poor testing method, and even at energy levels that cannot mark metal, you can still damage your eyes. So really, the only smart, capable, and accurate way to test these glasses would be with like a laser power meter, and they're very expensive and hard to get. I'd love to get one at some point.
They're like over $1,000.
They're over $1,000. Yeah, you probably have those at work, huh, Chris?
Yeah, spectrophotometers, and then we have a few different lasers that we do testing with on filters.
to make sure that the filters like are working and
Yeah, to
stuff like
check
that.
spectral performance and level blocking down to, I think we accurately test down to OD6 or something like that.
Yeah, and that's for like down to, as in like you can't go up from there, like you couldn't do 7+ or 8+ or whatever.
Yeah, I think we accurately measured
OD6 is like a billionth of a percent or something
like
ridiculous, right?
0.0001%.
Yeah, it's like really a lot. So yeah, I would need that equipment. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I think those are like, I don't know how much those cost. A lot of
they've got to be
Expensive.
millions of dollars.
Expensive.
Yeah. Which would be dope. Would be super cool, but we're gonna need a hell of a lot more people on the LMA in order to bring that kind of equipment in. So you know, the whole time I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about like the airsoft guys that test the FPS of their BBs through the little FPS testers. Like, I wish it was that easy. But it's not. So anyway, I stand by the glasses because of anecdotal evidence from the community over a long period of time. I do not stand by the reviews. That testing method is not sufficient. Honestly, the answer there is the more money you spend, the better protection you're probably going to get. And I would seriously consider looking at a company like No IR, just to put a bow on that.
Yeah. Alan's asking, are the googles we wear to burn shit up in the videos No IR? Yes.
Yes, those are our favorite Googles.
Best googles.
Those are the best Googles.
They are the best Googles.
Oh man.
The Googlers.
Pablo's asking plasma or laser. Always laser. Plasma equals slag. If you've ever seen anything plasma cut, man, it is it's slag city. Chris has nightmares about deburring the metal plate. You remember doing that, dude, back in the day?
Yeah, that was
Done it for
a lot of
years.
work.
Sit there
Did
with
it?
a little deburring tool, and you'd have to go around the edges and
Yep.
get all the burrs off.
Done it
Sucks,
for
dude.
years. Done it for years. Yep.
Laser. It's like
Crispy.
just perfect. It's so smooth, so nice, so nice.
Well, I'm looking at the buying guide. I can't find your links.
What are you looking to find?
The glasses.
Oh, that would be under buying guide eyewear, and then we'll have them for every wavelength.
Here we go. I'll show you what I'm looking at here.
Yeah, there we go. Oh,
So it just has a video.
I don't know why those links are black for you. Highlight those real quick. Just click and drag.
Oh, they're
yeah,
just. Never mind. My bad.
I don't know why they're like that, but one of them says eyewear, and
There
that
it is.
should be
Okay.
the one. Yeah. There
Maybe
you go.
talk to what's her name about that and change that color because I thought
Yeah.
I didn't notice them there.
I don't know. That's not how it looks on my screen, oddly enough. They're yellow for me, which is weird.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the no wire ones. Okay.
time
So which one? So I have a CO2 and a fiber, so I need two different sets then, right?
Yeah. I mean, you don't. So most materials that CO2 laser like doors are made out of are CO2 safe. So you shouldn't need CO2 glasses unless you're working with the door open. In which case,
we're not doing that.
you know, grab some. They're super cheap. They cost almost nothing, especially compared to like the YG4s or the YG5s. But
Yeah.
the YG4s and the YG5s are what you want for your class 4 fiber laser. The YG4s offer slightly better protection, but they're slightly darker. The YG5s offer slightly worse protection, but there's a lot more visible light transmission, so you can see much better with a pair like that. So
It's closer to wearing normal glasses versus sunglasses.
So
closer.
it's like $100 for the YG5.
The YG5s, yeah, you're looking at about 100. Yep.
Okay.
Which the prices actually come down. They were significantly more expensive when I bought them. And then the YG4s,
125.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Those glasses or those goggles?
you can get them
Here's
in
all the
any
stuff right here.
any style. They're all the same price.
They have wraparounds. Can you guys see this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fit overs. Yep. I love those goggles. The
Let me
goggles
zoom in
are
a
the
little
way.
better for everybody. Yeah.
Yep.
So you got these off. Shit, you stupid thing. There. But yeah, all these are the basics here. But then it shows fit overs.
Yep.
Wraparounds.
I'm a wraparound.
wrong guy.
See,
Yeah,
I
we know.
like these ones right here. I have my
Yeah.
normal safety glasses are like this that I wore from when I rode a motorcycle years ago. Still have those.
I have
Pediatrics.
giant glasses, so I highly prefer the goggles.
Well, look at one for the little nugget though, man.
Yeah, dude, I think those are a little too big
Pediatrics.
even for the nugget, but she shouldn't be around an operating laser anyway.
No. But yeah, I just was curious what the prices were. I thought I'd bring it up and show everybody.
Yeah,
So you're looking at 100 to 125, depending on what you want to get for those for the
it's a small price to pay for your eyesight.
Yeah. Trust me, it's doing physical therapy. I see the long-term effects of neglect
On the body.
on
Yeah.
all organ systems, all of our sensory
Yeah.
organs. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, $125. I just spent that on wood today, literally.
Mhm.
I ordered.
That's easy to do now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just ordered.
You heard it here first.
We're prepping for the for the thing. We're like, okay, let me go buy some wood, and I started buying 25 sheets of this and that, and just started shipping them out. And there's nothing local here, man. There's nothing.
You heard it here first. Boy says the wood.
Boy says the wood.
Boy says the wood.
It's good to know.
That's
A new T-shirt.
The gun show. That's right.
2x4. No. I was buying sheets, like 4 feet by 8 feet sheets of wood, and then have it, cut down to 24 by 24. So
24.
Mm.
yeah, it just fits in because the mirror 9 is 24 inches deep, 36 inches wide.
We haven't checked in on the mirror in a while. How's the mirror doing, boys?
Man, we're making a lot of stuff. I got a lot of content I'm actually editing right now because I just made a shit ton. I actually took my cell phone and set it in the enclosure to get a good close up and so I can do slow mo the smoke and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But I still need to get that. I gotta get that. What do you call that clip for the microphone?
The lav.
Lavalier. I gotta buy. I forgot to buy that.
No, that's okay. I'll add it to the requisition sheet. Kyle and I made a requisition sheet because I forgot to get him a bunch of stuff for the show too. I'll actually add that right now because I'm not going to think about it.
That's
anyway.
fun. I got a bigger sign I got to make here pretty soon, so I get to go use the mirror.
Yeah, you do.
I always like to go use the mirror.
Oh, and
no problem. I'll go. Sure, I'll go use it.
It's like borrowing Dad's Cadillac, man.
Exactly.
I think that we are all set up to have, and I don't want to 100% this yet, but I think we're very close to having Chris a solo from Light Object.
Nice.
So I think that's going to happen.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have Chris get hooked up with a solo from Light Object, which will be
That's
really
awesome.
cool because it'll be like a newbie laser in the hands of a newbie, and then you guys will get that perspective on laser everything. So I'm really looking forward to that for you, dude.
Then we could do group projects on the CO2.
That's true. And imagine Chris has only ever done organics on a diode laser. He's going to shit his pants.
I get home
he
from
turns
work
on-
and I go like straight into the laser room. I set something up and then I set like an hour and a half timer for like a pretty small cut.
He's like, it's like, all right, job's done today.
Come back
When
in
the
a couple
CO2
hours.
comes,
Yeah, you're gonna
moving
lose
the
like a
day the
little
CO2 comes,
You're gonna
it's time
lose
to wear the
those-
brown pants.
those little breaks there, buddy, because that thing's
that
gonna be like,
But
yeah,
I
it's done.
actually brought it in.
Oh yeah, nice.
Lanterns I've been building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Nice.
I dig that, man.
So what's up? How do you
Nice.
turn it on and off?
I have a little remote.
Oh, dude, that's
because
so
They have
badass.
little clickers on the top to like turn them
Oh,
on and
yeah.
off or change the color or whatever. But obviously, I can't do that because
It's in the thing.
But yeah, a little remote. These were
Oh.
like so cheap.
So you can just change the color and stuff too.
Yeah, and they have like I can set them to solid colors or like
So what are you using to diffuse the light? Because I noticed it's not just like an LED. So what material is that?
so it's just parchment paper.
Oh my god, dude, that's so sick.
And
Yes.
I went to
Nice.
I was talking to somebody about these at work and I was a little nervous about how fragile the parchment paper is just
Yeah.
because like I always have a stupid bubbly water in my hand
Mhm.
and I've been so nervous about like holding that and the condensation just like getting up because I've just
Totally.
been building these constantly pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, she recommended something. It was like more plastic, but still kind of like that slightly
almost like
shade.
You can get those sheets of.
It's like a frost, right? It's like
Yeah, like
frosted.
frosted plastic.
You should look into those cabinet liners.
Yeah.
That are kind of frosted, and those are pretty thin and very cheap. You can get like rolls of it.
Yeah. Right.
That's kind of a good idea too.
I know. 10-minute project with the CO2. I see that. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, Jack with the reminder.
I know.
I know.
That
looks sick though. I'd really like to see. I'd like to see that, but like maybe with some Pokemon, like a Charizard blowing fire on one side, and then you turn it, and it's like a Blastoise doing like Hydro.
Actually, I paid for the design of just like this inner part. Like I designed the box myself, but I paid for the little Halloween art there,
like little vectors.
Etsy. But yeah, Rhiannon has like thousands of ideas on what we could put.
I'm sure she does.
On there. So yeah, some cool Pokemon thing. Or
sky's the limit.
Whatever you just said, Alex. I have no clue what you meant by it. I was like, what does
the Pokemon? Not up on the Pokemon, dude.
No,
you don't know Pokemon?
I've heard of it. I have kids that were definitely into that stuff for sure. That are
Pikachu.
Pokemon is dope. In fact, I need to buy some Pokemon cards soon. I haven't scratched the itch lately.
Well, also, Chris,
the next coin I make is going to be a Pokemon coin.
Your magic card video on Instagram actually got a little bit of traffic on it. People like that one.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
New demographic dig those cards.
Yeah,
man. That's sweet.
That's why we need Chris. That's why we need Chris on the channel more consistently, because Chris brings a fresh spin to like content that we wouldn't normally do on Laser Everything.
D&D.
Yep.
DM shields and dice and boxes and.
Send me over to that. I want to see. I haven't seen it. Bring it up. Let's see it.
This is just for. Well, this is for social media later, guys. This is just for my own personal benefit for social media. Chicks, man. That'll help.
What?
You bring the chicks to the feed, bro. I love it.
Oh, that kid.
Dude.
Of course. It's the hair.
That's right. You're the front man vibe, dude.
Daughtry's asking if we have a coupon for No IR. I wish that we did. I've never ever had a conversation with No IR. We are not affiliated with No IR. They won't respond to my emails. I've asked them multiple times to come onto the podcast. They want nothing to do with us.
Really?
Yeah, but I still send people to No IR because they make the best stuff. So I don't have a coupon code. I don't have any hookup. There's no special relationship there or anything like that. It's just the freaking best, man.
You want a good thing? You go get the good thing.
You go get the good thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna clip that.
We send you to get the good thing.
I'm gonna clip that and tag the shit out of them on Instagram and stuff like that. Now,
I want it to be Kyle saying, "You want a good thing, you get the good thing," and then Chris's face pops up and it's like, "Chick magnet,
chicks, man."
That'd be perfect.
It's like that Amazon versus Wish kind of memes, you know?
Yeah, we should probably get like a TikTok clip of us comparing Christopher to various doppelgangers as well. That would be a good one from this episode.
Mine.
This is a good one for sure.
All of our doppelgangers. That'd be even funnier if we all.
Oh God, dude! But am I gonna get the Shia LaBeouf treatment? Because that's what I.
Well, you're gonna get the do it, and you're gonna get Linkin Park.
Yeah,
and Linkin Park. Those are the obvious ones.
Oh, Linkin Park. Yeah, I don't know. He has this one photo from like high school, and it's just like, I'm Justin Timberlake. It's pretty great.
It's true.
Yep.
He's got like a guitar.
I was way more Justin Timberlake in high school, and then in my early 20s, I was very much like I had the Chester Bennington thing going on, and now that I'm old and look defeated, I much more resemble Shia LaBeouf.
So. Shia LaBeouf, he's a cool actor, dude. Really,
dude. Shia LaBeouf's a man.
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf's a man.
He's a cool dude. Man.
He's talented.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We're at 50 minutes, guys. Can you tell the podcast is falling apart? This is what happens at the end of the night when we don't have a guest. But yeah, so Chris and Jimmy, I mean, like you guys are new to fibers, and that's
I'm still pretty damn new too. Let's be real.
These two are brand spanking new, though. They make you look like a wise old man on this shit. So is there anything you wanted to like ask or go over while we're live with the time that we have left before we?
I am flat out. I know the things I want to do. I know the things that I'm interested in, and you can't be 100% on everything. You got to take it one step at a time, right? Yeah. But I know what people are interested in, and they like photo engrave on white tile painted black. I mean, boom. slate, just the dog tags, the dog tags, the keychains, your animals, dogs. Holy crap! It's just nonstop. See?
Yep.
They're very popular.
Exactly.
Trust me.
That came out good. Yeah, they came out. That's awesome. Those are the things that I want to know it all. You know how I am. I just want to know, and I want to know it now.
I know that you don't want to do it, Jimmy, but if you really want to get into photos, you're gonna have to learn the theory, dude. You're gonna have to learn the theory behind.
I have to watch a video.
You're gonna have to watch a video.
I watch
man.
the videos. I can watch it till I'm blue in the face, but there comes a time, and he knows where I scream at him, and I'm like, okay, I'll be over, and I've got a phone over the top of his shoulder. I said, do it now, and he does it in 5 minutes. It's done. I learned from it. I save it. It's in my Google Drive. Boom, you're done. He's a good teacher. He is.
The problem with photos, man, is that every material, your situation is going to change, and you have to learn the rules about why they're changing, because there's too many. I can't show you like how to do photos on a piece of wood or steel or whatever, and then have you know how to apply that to other materials you work with. You have to understand why it's different between those different materials.
Correct, but the theory is I know what I want to do, and I know what materials I want to do them on. So
that's not a theory, though.
once I master that, then you're going to get more of an idea of how it works, and then you can say, okay, how can I do these other materials?
You've got it so backwards, man. You've got it so backwards.
Why?
Would one of you back me up instead of letting me argue with
That's
Jimmy
why I said
alone?
it's not a theory. When you say, I know what I want to do, I know want to use it. That's not a theory. That's just the end result.
Yeah, that you just want to get the end result on everything you want, and then you're like, I'll figure out why it works later. And
I know I want to run a marathon, but I don't want to stretch.
Dude, that works for most things in this industry. That slides for most things in this industry. But when you're trying to get nice photos, you have to understand the theory before you can get to the results. This is something I spent a long time with Chris doing while we were there in California. Chris, what did we do when you said, I want to learn how to photo engrave?
You're like, hey, check out my video. It's a well thought out.
We sat on the couch.
Thing.
We literally sat down on his couch in his living room, and we watched the photo engraving video, because there's too much. You have to understand how like pixel grids are laid out and how line distance changes depending on the material you're working with, and why you need to use different resolutions depending on the scale of your image and the material you're marking on, and what different things can ruin your line distance, like heat affected zones or splash damage or timing issues. There's so many moving parts, and they all have to work together at the same time. The only way that you can start to understand that stuff, man, is if you start learning the theory behind how raster images work, period. And then once you understand that, then you can start branching out into materials and mastering photo engraving. But you
got to start out with, I don't want to start out with just some random wood that's not going to do anything for me. I want to grab people's attention. So that's the thing that you would want to learn.
That's fine. Now that you have a fiber laser, honestly, it's going to be easier for you to learn the theory, because on materials like wood and plastic, there's a lot more burning and melting, which makes it very difficult to see your lines, your raster lines. Right? So with metals, especially those metal business cards, seeing those raster lines is so much easier, and that's really going to help you, I think, like learn how to apply that knowledge, because instead of just that, because we've done this together before. We've spent hours before working on wood trying to get the photos to look nice, and it's impossible to teach you because the lines are so blurry and burn out, you know what I mean, that it's like hard to tell what you're looking at. That is not the case with the aluminum business cards. You can see those lines, dude. They are crystal freaking clear.
That's why I got the microscope. Remember, I got that, but I was messing around with wood, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. It's just a blob mess, and I dropped I dropped it way down so you could be able to see it. I forget it. I threw it up there in the corner. I said, okay, I gave up.
Well, Jimmy, I'll say this, Jimmy. Look, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. So we sat down and watched Alex's video on this 3 times. in a row to get this image. This is on wood with the mirror, and that's the first photo we've done. The first and only photo we've done was her. That's her cousin who passed away. So we made that memorial piece for her uncle and his brother. So like we had to watch it 3 fucking times, but we kept going back to that. Okay, this is where we're getting stuck. Then we go back and watch. Okay, and just about tweaking.
But did you watch the line distance and the
every second of it? Yes.
When you're actually doing it. So if
we videotaped it too. Mm-hmm.
And you look at it, it's like, okay, something's wrong. It's getting mushed together. That means you know that your line.
Yeah.
I watched it many times.
But that's the nice thing about the mirror too. You can pause it, change the settings, upload it again, and just redo it, and you can start over, and look. You don't have to do the whole damn thing. It takes too long. But like that's what we did. We did the photo smaller.
Sorry, buddy.
That's true. Ouch. But that it does work if you watch the whole thing. Don't have some agenda. Don't have something you want to rush off to do. Take the time to sit down, just watch it once through, and then you know where you can kind of skip ahead later. That's when we watch the whole thing. We say, okay, I remember this part. This is what I'm looking for. This is not the step I'm on. You kind of jump. Okay, here it is. Make your quick adjustments, and then you run the part and just do small pieces, and you just run it, and you can see where the tweaks got to be, because, like you said, birchwood versus PDF or MDF versus hardwoods or a pine, it all is going to be different. So you got to know what mistake you got to know what the mistake is that you see. Is what I learned from that video. Is like, I see my mistake. Now I got to know the theory tells me how to tweak it.
Right. Or why the mistake even occurred in the first place. If you don't understand that, you can't fix it.
Yeah. You're just fucking shooting into the dark. You're throwing spaghetti against the wall,
Which is Jimmy's favorite thing to do in the world. Jimmy loves just shooting in the dark. He just puts on the blindfold and just that's what you did with those grinders. You got lucky on those grinders, dude. You got lucky. You got a really nice zinc alloy. They look premium, dude. The people
gotta wing it, man. You gotta wing it.
You had a much more, I think, fun and exhilarating first experience with a fiber laser than most of our viewers.
Wow. It's you know what? It's so much fun. It's so, and you know what? You can go at it lightly and say, okay, well, that's not a good setting, and you can just go right over it again. Where CO2 is a little bit harder to do that. So.
What was your first project on the fiber, Chris? What was the first thing you ever put on there?
That's a great question. Heck, I don't know. I can't remember. Probably some anodized aluminum card or something like that. I mean, I feel like anodized aluminum is just prime.
That's like the flawless victory, right?
I think I already had them because I was doing like photos and stuff on them from the Diode.
The photos and the memorials I got. I got a new thing I found out from somebody where there's 2 pieces of acrylic and they're magnetic, and when you engrave whatever you want with the CO2 on the first part of the acrylic, and then you just set the card on the second part, you pop it on there and they stay together and the card doesn't move. And it's a really great memorial. It's not hard. It's you know what I'm saying. If you want to do the picture part on a black anodized card, you can, and boom, you pop it in there, it snaps together, boom, you're done.
Yeah, I think when we were messing around with the rotary tool, I don't know. I did something to my photo settings for anodized aluminum because I tried to do another photo on a card after we were messing around with the rotary together, and it looks pretty rough. I don't know what happened. It might have been the photo.
It gets goofy. It gets goofy with the settings. I go down and do a test thing down in my settings, so that's all I use. I don't monkey with whatever else is in there. I don't monkey, but I just do it. But if I want to monkey around, I'll just use my test settings down at the bottom. So you don't interfere with nothing else.
So let's get a question from Daughtry. What laser do you guys find yourself using the most for the products you sell? This excludes Alex because he don't sell shit.
I mean, but I used to, and when I did, it was the fiber. The fiber was the moneymaker. Always is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just so fast.
Yeah, it gives you an infinite edge against the competition. 99% of the laser shops in your area have a CO2 and maybe a diode if they're lucky, and 1% of them have fibers, and that's changing. More and more people are getting into this technology. The channel's
got to stop getting so popular.
But It still has an edge. Still gives you an edge over people because CO2s are a dime a dozen these days. Everybody's got them. Everybody's selling them. Everybody knows how to use them. So Galvo lasers and Galvotech in general, while currently in the middle of being democratized, are certainly making the most money because you can charge a premium for it. You're the only person who can do it.
And Galvos are just faster too.
You go to 50 freaking jewelers and you're trying to get your wedding band engraved, and they all tell you no because it's tungsten. And then you show up at a shop that has a fiber laser and they do it in 10 minutes and charge you $35. That place makes money. So, that's my answer. Yep. That was my experience when I was in business.
Well, if I ever learn how to do that shit, I'm actually go to the local jewelry here and say, hey, offer this product and say, here's our metal business card, whatever. Here's a QR code. I don't like business cards. I'm doing a fucking QR code. But yeah, I think that's an easy thing we can get into locally. Like you said, dominate your local market and then branch out from there too.
I've always preached that on here.
That's Absolutely. The whole thing is to find out, what you need to learn to do and learn and make it good, but also what people want,
Right.
It's a two thing.
Well, and what demand is it being met locally? That's what it comes down to. So you got to find out so if there's no competition for laser engraving here for customizing wedding bands, like Alex was saying, then that's an easy no-brainer.
And
I'm
you know what?
Learn that now.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, boys, because market research is everything. If you listen to me and you don't do any market research, you are going to end up living in the one town that has 50 fiber lasers and one CO2 laser in business, and you're going to buy another fiber. So you always have to do market research. Always. Yeah.
That's 1 hour.
Yeah,
we did it.
1 hour. Daughtry's got one more question. If you guys want to hit that real quick, especially you boys.
Yeah. Oh, do you just have a store with a bunch of random products that you can be personalized, or do you niche different markets and have a different store for each one? Well, me personally, right now, like what we're starting with is my girlfriend has ones called Amasiko Custom Designs. It's more feminine, if you want a feminine home decor ornaments and stuff like that. That's why I'm having my own separate Facebook page for because I'm a veteran. I'm kind of leaning into that as a difference maker for me to niche down in a way to be more of a place where more men will be drawn to. So I'm gonna have a separate Facebook page, but under the same LLC, and then we'll have two different places to kind of find products. But for us, Shopify store, we're just gonna have different tabs. That says, okay, if you're looking for this is the tab and that. But like Facebook, you can be a little more because it's free, you know. Yeah. But for our Etsy store, our Shopify store, we're gonna have it all in one place and then have tabs, personally.
Yeah, dope.
Because we can.
And really quick, Robe CCS is asking, what if you mess up a 10K plus wedding ring? Then what? It's called errors and omissions insurance, and if you work in this industry, you should have it. It will be expensive, and if you ever have to file a claim with it, it will be more expensive, or they'll drop you for filing the claim, which happens. But it's better than buying a new ring, usually, or a 300-year-old musket that was used in the Revolutionary War. Some great, you know what I mean? Or just don't take that stuff. That's the alternative. So then just don't take that stuff.
And the thing too,
if you're a job
jewelry,
shop and you're doing that. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, if you're a job shop and you're taking jobs that are very important to people's families, that have a lot of value to somebody's heritage, or a $10,000 wedding ring, it is very important to cover yourself with stuff like that. If you're just selling your own products, there's other business insurance that covers you for if somebody hurts yourself with something you sold them.
Yeah.
But doing other people's things, that is what that insurance is for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, and the thing that makes a ring expensive isn't usually the band.
Yes,
it's the damn diamond.
It's true. True. Miranda says in general, and we got to get Miranda on the podcast sometime. I don't think she's ever been on an episode of the podcast. She says, if you're taking money for services, you should really have insurance.
Yes.
Which is really true.
When I got questions for that, I just go right to Miranda. Miranda, she just tells me because I don't even bother with him. I just go right to Miranda. But she tells me
note two that Miranda is saying if you take money for services,
not for
you should really have insurance. If you're selling like, a pocket knife that is a flamethrower built into it and explodes if you look at it the wrong way, that's a different story. But if you're selling Chris's lanterns on Etsy, you're probably fine. It's not the same thing as a job shop where you're taking people's crap that needs to get replaced if you F it up.
Don't label it a child toy, right? Because you don't know if the paint is non-toxic and you don't know if the kid is allergic to what it is, crazy stuff like that. But like, use your head. If you're selling it, be vague in the description in that sense that you don't want to label it a kid's toy or.
Well, I always look at it this way. If you're selling a product, I would always say too, if you're looking to sell a product, how would you sue yourself? Like, for what reasons would you sue someone that is buying your product? How would I sue myself? So you guys
do it.
Yeah, and Miranda again notes, and I will echo this for myself and all of you as well. But we are not business insurance agents, and we are not offering you insurance advice. You talk to your local agent.
Caveat.
Yeah. Asterisk.
Have a local agent.
Asterisk. And Daughtry asks, Alex, how was your experience working with Wired? Awesome vid. It was dope. They were really friendly. The producer was super duper nice. Walked me through like every step of their production process. Shout out to the director, Trevor. That dude was amazing. He had a vision and he executed on it. And shout out to just their whole production team and their editing team, who did a great job, because I was you guys know me. I was a total buffoon in front of the camera, and I just like couldn't get my lines out because the weirdest part about working with Wired was that they wanted very technical explanations of how things work and stuff like that, and they wanted me to spit that back all in one take, sitting in that little chair. And I just couldn't remember all of it, and I didn't want it to be like, oh well, it's close enough, because close enough in this industry isn't right. And I wanted it to be right. So their editing team did a great job taking 1,000 little half sentences that I said and making it sound like I spit them all out at once. So it was great. It was really, really great. And yes, there are a few comments in the bottom of that Wired video that say they should have gotten Dan and Gav to do slow-mo guys on it, so that we could see the individual pulses. So after the Wired episode aired, I emailed the slow-mo guys and said, hey, I was just featured on Wired. The comment section seems to think I should reach out to you. Here's my channel. So who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky and get Gav and Dan on the show. Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. But anyway, somebody in the comments also called me Meatball Sean Astin. I don't even know who Sean Astin is. But
isn't it like a redheaded actor dude?
I don't know.
It's very vague, but
they said his speech impediment is enraging. Sorry, dude. Imagine having a lisp. Get over it. That's it, guys. We need to wrap up. We're about 10 minutes over at this point. Chris, thanks for coming on, dude. Hanging out with us. I appreciate
not every
it.
time, but most times.
I want more most times. I want more updates on the lanterns. Let me know when you get them up on Etsy. I want to know more about that diffusion material. I want a link to those LEDs that you're using. We need to talk more about the lanterns. Those are preem, dude. They look sick.
Yeah, they look buyer's guide.
I'm super proud of them. They're like my first.
Dude, no, it's
absolutely gorgeous, dude.
You're doing a great job, dude. You're doing a great job.
Only takes me about 8 hours a lantern, but I can basically make one a day.
Daughtry says, thanks, Mike Clevenger.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Of course.
And
I know who that is now.
Jimmy, please wear your fucking safety glasses.
I am.
I know you are. Just promise me you're gonna do it, dude. Don't get lazy on me.
If you don't hear from me in a while, something happened.
I know, but that doesn't mean I want to fucking come over and scoop your dead body up off the ground and throw it in the trash and then clean out your place, because I know Jen's not gonna do it. So she does enough during the day. She's not gonna come home and want to deal with your rotting corpse and all of your bullshit.
Don't cry at my funeral. Just shut the door and lock.
Kyle, as always. Appreciate your time. If you guys were here listening
Always a good time.
live tonight, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you guys by for the live on this. The edit should be out by the weekend if I am being responsible. We'll see. I kind of want to do, I have like a little behind the scenes footage that I shot while Wired was there. I'm going to have to blur out all the faces because I haven't gotten releases from any of them and they take it really seriously because it's Wired. But I do have some behind the scenes content, so I might do something. But
That's cool.
There's that. There's a lot of great new episodes of the podcast out. If you haven't been up to date on it, you can find our podcast everywhere that you can find podcasts in general. And if you're listening to this on audio and you happen to be on an Apple device, please rate and review the show. Leave us a 5-star rating. Rating us on Apple Podcasts actually forwards its rating to a bunch of other podcast distributors as well. They pull that rating from Apple's data, so it helps us everywhere. And leave us a comment and let us know how long you think it's going to be until Jimmy is a photo master. Any date. It could be 1 week. It could be like 30 years. It could be 2 hours from now. Just
That
leave us
is
a
my
5-star review. I know.
That is my focus.
I know.
My
So
big
we'll
focus.
see. We'll see if the community is confident there for you. And so leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, guys, please, and let me know how long you think till Jimmy is a photo master. If you love the show and everything that we do here on Laser Everything, please help support me and these beautiful gentlemen here with me tonight in continuing to do that by heading over to the Laser Master Academy. It's the #1 way to support the channel. You get a bunch of extra awesome goodies like bonus episodes of the podcast, get bonus live streams, get access to our organized and detailed parameter library. You can get it all from the channel, but why not get it in a nice, neat package with a little bow on it? And a bunch of other stuff. We're doing a lot of fun stuff over there right now. It's growing like crazy. We're almost at 2,500 LMA subscribers at this point, which is just like, it's unfathomably unreal. So thank you to everybody who's supporting us now. If you're not over there yet, please head over there and check that out. Again, it's masters.lasereverything.net. Anybody else got a last minute thing before we are done tonight?
Go buy some merch, people. Rep us.
Go buy some merch, guys.
That's right.
Check it out. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.